What is going on, everyone? And today we are here for week 12 of the Ferrari GT3 Fixed Challenge Track Guide series. This week we're at Okayama International Circuit. Very interesting circuit. The gear ratio here has definitely created a little bit of sort of in between gears, I guess you could say, at certain parts of the track. There's definitely a couple of corners where I'm a gear lower than I expected to be, and just actually getting quite a bit of understeer from trying to carry a higher gear when it's probably not the gear. So I'm having to sort of use a little bit of limiter and sort of run out lower gears as well at certain points. So bit of a fun track, but so hopefully you guys have had a good season. Hope this last track guide of the season really helps you. Next week there won't be any track guides, but we'll have some videos on the new content that's been released from iRacing. Our live streams will still be going, so make sure you tune into those as well if you've been enjoying the bit of oval racing we've been doing. If not, and you'd like to, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on them notifications for future content that we're creating, and let's get into it, guys. Week 12 at Okayama International Circuit in the Ferrari. We're going to break down the lap. So as we're coming down into turn 1, you're looking for the blue cone on the inside as your pit commitment cone line. That is our brake marker, as you can see. Nice big brake pressure just at this point here. We're going back to second gear. You want to turn the car in early. As you can see here, I start to turn the car in. I get the car up on the curb, and it just helps with a little bit of rotation here. You want to come off the curb when you just start to line up with the orange little mark in the tyre wall. That's where you start to really pick the throttle up, unwind the lock of the steering. You'll see I stay second gear between this little short chute in between exiting the corner. Now the car, as you can see, hits the limiter here, but I've found it's better to be in second and sort of crack the limiter rather than over shift to third and then run deep into your entry. You might gain a little bit of time on your entry, but you actually lose quite a lot on your exit. So as you saw in my lap, I actually gained a lot on the exit here. So turn in at the start of the green curb here. Let the car rotate through the corner. A little bit of curb here is fine as well. You want to start sliding off the curb when you're in line with the second tree. So this middle one here. Car's going to slide right out to the exit curb. Up through the gears you go. You're going to get to fourth gear up here. Back to second. Turn the car in extremely early here. So you'll see I start to rotate the car very early. Want to get up on the curb. Let the car start to rotate. Same again here. Once I get to that orange cube, you see I've come off the curb, and I haven't come off far. I've only come off like 2 to 3 foot, but what I want to do is I'm sort of diamonding in the corner. So I clip the apex on the way in, and then I actually want to clip the curb again quite a way up the hill, as you'll see. So I sort of go half track, and then you can see I start to wind the lock off. You want to try and clip the curb about this point here, so I'm a little bit off of where I need to be, and you can see because I picked the throttle up so early, there's understeer, but you want to come back in at the curb there. So there was probably about a 10th loss there. Then you run down the straight. Now, I only went to 4th gear here. You can go to 5th. I just, with the gearing being so long in this car, I did find it was very touch and go if I went to 4th or if I went to 5th or I stayed in 4th. So for this lap, I went to 4th. I stayed in 4th, sorry. And then I'm looking just before just after the 100 meters. So right at this point here, nice big brake pressure all the way back to 1st gear here. Because the car's got such long gear ratios, I'm using 1st gear in all the hairpins. So you see, I turn in, there's a little orange bollard on the inside concrete wall, and I'm kind of using that as a reference point to when to start turning the car at the corner. You can see I kind of purposely missed the start of the apex, and you'll see that I don't actually get up on the curb until I'm in line with the building. So once I'm in line with the building, I nick the curb on the inside, then I start to really rotate the car out. I stay 1st gear here, you'll see it cracks the limiter, then I shift to 2nd just as I start to turn in the corner. If I shift to 2nd too early, I get a lot of overrun in mid-corner, where if I sort of just hold that limiter ever so slightly, then shift as I get off the throttle and then turn the car in, the car seems to flow a lot nicer through here. Little bit of curb on the inside, let it run all the way out to the outside curb here, as you'll see. Same here, turn in at the end of the curb on the inside, on the outside there. Get up on the curb. Still 2nd gear through here. Square the car up as quick as possible. Get to 100% throttle. Run it down to the next corner. 50-meter board. Nice big brake pressure right there. Back to 1st gear. You'll see I sort of followed the flag marshal hut as a diagonal line in. You'll see I slightly changed my line here, and I use a lot more curb the whole way through the hairpin. I don't wait for a late apex. I want to use the car to rotate on the curb. Then into the 2nd last corner. Stay kind of shallow, stay in 1st gear between the 2 short chutes so that I'm sort of not overrunning anything. 1st gear through here. Patient, you'll see I picked up the throttle slightly too early, got a little bit of understeer, and then had to sort of fight the car out of the corner. Probably lost another half a tenth to 3/4 of a tenth there. And then run it up the hill. 2nd gear. I turn in. I don't use, in other cars, I actually put 2 tyres over the back of the curb. I found with this Ferrari it to be super, like, it's not happy on the curbing, especially when the curbing makes the car bounce. So I've found that I'm having to use the curb, but I can't actually put the car over the curb, if that makes sense. Run it down into the final corner. Nice big brake pressure. Back to 2nd gear. You'll see I turn in just where this sort of grass bit comes back to life. All the bit before is a bit sort of sandy. Turn the car in. Pick the throttle up, square the car up, use all the exit curb, and run it down to the start finish line. There you go, guys. That is your walkthrough track guide of Okayama in the Ferrari 296 for week 12 of the Ferrari GT3 Fixed Challenge Series. I hope this has helped you guys. Good luck for the last week of racing. Enjoy your week 13 break, and we look forward to seeing you again for season 1 of 2024. We'll talk to you soon.